because it's a safe place, and his entire world is just turned upside down. The hours go by, and around 5 or 6 o'clock, as his father is wont to do, his father comes home from work, and he hears shouting and explaining in the kitchen, and finally the doorknob turns, and his father comes in, and he's like, "Jonathan, are you in here?" He's like, "Yes." From under the bed, the voice comes. He's like, "Come out here. You seem to have gotten your mom completely worked up." And he's like, "Yeah, that's right." It's like, "Well, can you tell me what happened?" And he's like, "Well, I was running late to go to school, and I don't want to be late for school, so of course I cut through this alley, even though you told me not to." He's like, "I should hope so. I told you every day not to." He's like, "Well, I did anyway." And this homeless man comes out and tells me this special phrase, and he makes me late. And I go to my teacher, and she wants to know why I'm late. I tell her the special phrase, and she hits me in the head. And I've never been hit by an adult before. Sends me out to the hall, and I go to talk to the principal, and he talks about how many commendations he got as an educator. And then I tell him the phrase, and he picks up the desk, and he throws paperweights at me, and he just beats me in the head. And he expels me from school, and I run home, and I don't take the alley because I've learned my lesson. And I go, and I tell my mom, and my mom wants to know what the phrase is, and I tell her what the phrase is, and she screams, and she hits me with a vacuum cleaner that she was using to vacuum because she's a stay-at-home mom, and she's crying in the corner, and she sends me to my room, and then you come home. Like, "Well, son, that's a mouthful." I have to say, I don't know if I can believe all that. He's like, "What was the phrase?" And he's like, "I don't want to tell you." He's like, "Son, come here, sit on my lap. I want to tell you something. Like, you are a 5th generation Kensington. Our lineage is honored. Like, when I had you, I fulfilled my one life's duty. I passed my spirit, my soul, my DNA to you. You are a piece of me. I can't ever hate you. I can only love you because you're a piece of me. Do you feel that connection, son?" Like, "I think I do, Dad." Like, "Good. Then you know you can tell me the phrase." "Okay. I'm just going to say it really quiet, though, because every time I say it, something horrible happens." Like, the phrase was "purple shades." Son of a bitch! And now he's using, I want to clarify, he's using his knuckles. Before this, yes, there are items being, but, by the grace of God, Jonathan's gotten through unscathed, but beating him on, and the wife comes in and she's crying, she's pulling it out, he's like, "You're no son of mine! You're no son of mine!" He's so rabid and in the doorway that the son actually barrels out the window and just runs away. He's like, "Don't ever come back here, kid! Don't ever come back here!" So he's roaming the streets.